And we whoa, welcome, riders. Today we have two special guests from France. I think the guys who started everything, the big confusion about electro rides and events and everything, the biggest event of all. That is Cedric and KRIS. I think together with the Carve and Ricardo and Lee, and I'm very proud to have these two guys here. First of all, how everything started, KRIS.
Yeah, we just started by actually it was during a ride, and there was like as well. You remember there were the guy from Melo, Alexi, and we were like, okay, that's cool. We're doing some ride now. We need some more stuff, and we wanted to organize like a private like a group ride or something like that, but with many with the stuff and just racing and having some more fun. And then we came with the idea to make something bigger. And actually, Cedric had as well the contact with the guy from UK, and we start to debate about their venue, etc. And actually, maybe Cedric, you can start about what came next.
Yes. So basically, what I would say what happened is that with the DIY scene, you are more or less in contact with everyone, and sometimes you don't even know the person that you are talking to. You don't even trust them, and you just chat with them, and everything is good. And in fact, I think a few years ago, Ricardo already came with some UK people, his friends, to ride in Paris, but we didn't manage to meet each other. And the year after, they say, well, we are going to come back to Paris. And then I say, well, that's good. And then we went through that idea and we say, well, okay, maybe we can do an event. And so on UK side, there was the UK crew, I would say, and there was Billy, Lee, Amanda, Ricardo, and a few others. And the challenge that we had is how are we going to organize something with people that we don't know? Because that's the challenge, to do something with someone, to bring people around the world. I mean, Ernesto is coming from USA, the guy is coming and so on, and okay,
yes,
you need to deliver. You need to deliver. That at the end of the day, you need to deliver. And the thing is that when you do something with people you don't know, it's a big challenge. So we went through some epic times, but at the end of the day, if you look at what has been delivered by the community, because we have set up the playground for people to enjoy. And then everyone, I think the event was somehow successful because people made it successful. So voilà. So that's how we did it. And really keep in mind that the setup of the event was done kind of a best effort, because a lot of things, almost everything when you do something in France need to be in Français, French language. So you imagine all the burden that we went through. But voilà. So that's basically how we came to set up that event, and I think it was very interesting because last year we decided to do it again, very differently, but unfortunately, the COVID-19 just stopped us. But we are really engaged into that. So that's I would say. Kind of a long story, but personally, I'm very happy to have done that with KRIS and Ricardo, and basically most of the people that were there as well.
Yeah, but the question is, how many times do you lose from your private life to create an event? Because you tell me now that the laws in your country is very very difficult. You have to do everything in French. Wait a minute.
No, that's because when you need to discuss with French bodies, you need to talk French. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Really keep in mind there is one thing which is very important, is that we have big challenges with the venue, because what's key, it's to define the location. Basically, where are you going to do the event?
Okay.
But the location goes with you need to engage with the council. And the thing is that the easy way would be, okay, well, I live in Issy-les-Moulineaux, fair enough, I contact my mayor, he's fine, that's fine, everything is good. Voilà. But what we did is that we organized that event in Auvers. And believe me, I think at least I have never ever heard about Auvers. So, and KRIS knew someone there. And so voilà. So I would say the success of the event went as well for the location, and that's a big up to KRIS, because he made that possible. You need to convince someone that what you are going to do is going to drive as well value for them. I mean, it's everything is connected to the value people take. So voilà.
Yeah, and what Cédric didn't tell as well is that actually we made it with no money at all, and we started with nothing. We start with 100 euros, and we just say, okay, we put this money on bank account, and we're gonna try to make something. So when we have to negotiate with municipality, and actually for the carrière owner as well, because it was a property when we were the carrière, and we had to convince him to do the event, and that he's gonna have some impact for his business as well, because this guy was organizing some how to say hiking into this carrière.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we convinced him, but that was quite complicated as well, and we both living near Paris but not in Auvers-sur-Oise. So yeah, that was not that easy, and actually for me that was the first experience as a event organizer, and I think for you too, Cédric.
Yes,
so,
that's the same, Chris. And you're right. I mean, we did it with zero euros, clearly, and we didn't know if we were able to make it even the Friday before, the week before. Because just as an example, the event was on Wednesday or Thursday, I don't remember. And the Friday before, we got a call from the mayor of Auvers, and they say, well, okay, it's an electric event, but unfortunately, you have no access to electricity. So you imagine. So we were like, okay. So, I think we are looking at our pocket. No, but it's true story, and this kind of true story, we have a dozen to tell. And voila. So what was very cool is that the UK team joined earlier in Paris physically. So voila. So we went through the setup of the event, and Ricardo could comment on that, because I remember I was going with Ricardo to pick up the tires, because believe me, when we went into that school area, we have an ID, but we have track design.
Yeah, there were nothing.
And we were like, okay. And I was like with the crew, and we said, okay, let's bring tires. Okay. So we picked. I have a photo that I did with Ricardo, because at some point you have so much pressure that people don't see, basically, that you just have fun. And in fact, with Ricardo, we took like, I don't know, hundreds of tires. It was nuts, and we were just playing with them, and all that. So many cool memories, I think. And so hopefully the UK crew went earlier on, so we can set up physically the premises, because it's
and actually that's a shame. They should be there to speak about it, because it's a work team as well, and they be part of it. I mean, that was a great family, and to have them, that was really cool. They bring some dynamic to the event as well. Ricardo was really good on the terrain, speaking with the microphone, etc. Amanda did a great job, etc. Bibi helped us a little bit as well, and Lee as well, videos and many things. So thanks to them, actually, we build it. But that's true for all the French stuff and all the stuff on the place. We made a lot of sacrifice in our private life with Cédric to make it happen. So that was. I mean, if you do an event, don't count your time. I mean, that's going to be a lot of time.
There is one thing which is important. Usually, people, when they do things, they do it with people that they already trust. You see, because they know friends. Okay, I know 2 friends, 3 friends, 4 friends. Let's make group ride. Let's expand that. Let's do an event. Voilà. On our side, about myself and Chris, that was completely, I would say, blank. I mean, we didn't know people really, because to bring people together and to deliver, you need to have luck as well, because of the meteo as well. Keep in mind, and the meteo. What about the weather? It's raining. Who's doing what? So it's kind of a melting pot of luck, of engagement, of trust, and voila. So and you build trust. I mean, it's there were ups and downs in the group and so on. It's not like we are friends. Clearly, this is very important. So when you have a friend and you have an issue and you need to deal with that, you already know that. Voila. When you don't know the people, I mean, the incident can become a big issue and ultimately a problem. So I don't. I mean, at the end, that was as well a success. It means that if you are committed and you think, I would say, for the group, I mean, at the end of the day, you make it. It's not even about the passion that we bring people together and all this kind of stuff. I mean, that's fair, but it's really about. I believe everyone on that event had something that he wanted to accomplish much more personally, And at the end of the day, if we bring everything together, and I mean, sometimes it's phased. We are lucky that that it worked ultimately.
So, my friend, for me, I was one of the first ones there. I know. I think you guys was there in maybe. I was there in Friday morning, about 7 o'clock of the morning, and you guys was with the gate closed and preparing everything. And I see how busy was everything, and I was outside with, and then I see Jay Boston. I say, hey, Jay Boston is here from Australia, and I say, that is going to be big. That was the first, because when you see a guy from Australia, and I say, okay, that is something is going to be special. And then 2 minutes later, I see the guys from BioBoard. I say BioBoard. I think in English is BioBoard is.
We say BioBoard in French.
Yeah. In Portuguese, we say BioBoard. They say BioBoard. And I say, okay, another big team here, and I say that is going to be something very crazy. And I was not expecting so many people. Jason, today is not anymore from a nation. You have seen so great guys, and
was there too. Many brands, actually. Most of the brands.
Many
even
brands.
Even that wasn't there, actually, they sponsored the group ride. They organized the group ride. And thanks to William as well from Evolve, because he organized from A to Z. He was. We say, yeah, do whatever you want, but we have so many stuff to do. And he said, okay, I'm gonna do it. And that was clearly the hugest group ride we ever seen, I think, in the world. I don't remember how many rider, but maybe 200. I don't have the numbers. Maybe Cedric does.
Yeah, but
in USA they are doing really big things, but but what's sure is that that's probably the biggest ride that Paris have ever seen, and I think it was very interesting. Unfortunately, we were not able to join because we were trying to continue to set up the event or to prepare the day after.
Cedric, you have to think one thing, Cedric. You are not a group ride. You are not in America. There are group rides. There are more than 2,000 persons, and like in New York or LA, you started one thing, the two of you, and you see how many persons do you bring together. And you have to you have to think one important thing. You have to think the people you bring from around the world.
Yeah. I would say in Paris, the skateboarding scene. I would say I've started this skate like 6-7 years ago, more or less. And there was already William from Evolve who was doing group rides with Ryan Moore, his company. So that was really at the very first it was the Evolve board was the Subnose. It was really cool board. And clearly, it was then end up Carbon GT and all the other board after that. But already 6 years ago, in Paris, William was doing like group ride with Evolve. There was as well a lot of things going on in the South France as well, with e-rider community, which were much more about mountain board as well. So I think there were different things, but what was cool is that there were a lot of people, a good amount, and to me it was impressive and a surprise is that at one moment you don't even, I would say, things are going. Sometimes you don't control them, and what was cool is that I thought every people knew each other, you know, and when and Ernesto came and Jay and so on, and in fact many people didn't even know each other, I would say, face to face. So that was the thing, and that was something I didn't expect. I thought that we were going to set up something where people come and, you know, they know each other, and which added a lot of pressure because then they know what to expect. And what was cool is that, just as I said in the beginning, what was cool is that people made the event. Voilà. We just set up, you know, the playground, and then the kids play. And if they play fair, they play with humility, and they just enjoy, you get the event. But it has to come from the people. We just lay down the foundation. It has to be solid. It has to be, voilà.
That's cool photos and videos.
Yeah, I think that here is everything what we say. The caves. Who comes to this idea with the caves?
That's me, actually. No, yeah, Cedric. Actually, I've been to there. Yeah, Cedric is part of it as well. Actually, the event shouldn't be where we've done it. First, it should have been to Compiègne, but then that was quite complicated because we got one member of the original, let's say the original group of our charity company with It's Electric, who organized the event. Because at the beginning we were how many? 8 people, maybe, Cedric? Yeah, 7 or 8.
So basically, the challenge we had is that before bringing, I would say, the French casting to the WhatsApp group with Curve UK, we had to be sure that we were clear enough with the setup. And in fact, in French, we went through different. It's like when you build a team. Sometimes you have some challenges. Sometimes, and then you end up with people. And then at the end of the day, we ended up with KRIS, and I am very happy to have made that with KRIS. But as Chris said, we started with Compiègne. So there were some challenges, and then we went to Auvers. And even in Auvers, the street track was initially in urban environment. Voilà. So when police came, you know, and I do have a video on that. It's not.
I can maybe talk about that because I was on the place. But yeah, actually, Auvers, I got this contact in Auvers-sur-Oise because I met him in a laboratory. Because with my company, Drive Your Boat, we're working in it's like a laboratory where many small companies come and share things. And I met this crazy guy, and he said to me, "Yeah, I got a Carrière, and with your electric skateboard, you could ride in it." I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna keep that in my mind, and maybe if it works, if I need it sometime." But actually, I thought this guy was so fucking mad, and but he said, "I got this Carrière, huge Carrière," and with Auvers-sur-Oise, actually, we should have done it in another place in Auvers-sur-Oise because there was a great playground with a huge parking for the street race, and there was like kind of a hill into the grass, and actually that could be really funny as well for mountain boarding with the TT all-terrain. But then the municipality just say no because they had a wedding just on this parking. And using the room just next to this parking. So finally, I just contact this man and I say to him, "Yeah, we need a place for the all-terrain." And do you have your cave? Do you still? And we've been with Cedric into the cave, and we were like, and I say to Cedric at the beginning, I was like, "Are you sure we're doing that?" Because that's weird. I mean, I say, yeah, that's going to be amazing, and we just film it. And Cedric is really good with videos. I mean, he make really wonderful video clip, and we've done this video, and we just tease the people on this, and then it starts, and people start to being crazy about it, and that's how we start to tease about the place. And we didn't tease that much on the street place because there were nothing, as Cedric said before.
Yes, and Chris, one thing which is important, you can still make something happen in urban environment. I mean, it fits outside. You have, I would say, the light of the daylight. But keep in mind that on the cave, it's completely dark. So how do you put lightning and into all this stuff? What about the humidity? Because if it's ultra slippery, there is no event. I mean, we are not going to do holiday on ice. It's voila. So that's why I said that on my side, I think there is always a bit of luck, and that time it was, I would say, on our side. Yes.
Yeah, that was like all together. I think was like the perfect event, and everything came good together for everybody. Because what I listened for, everybody was there. That was just special times.
You see the comments of that?
Yeah, the comment
that's cool. You like it.
That is
that was a crazy idea from us.
That is Igna from Germany.
Yeah.
He's a one-wheeler. He's a crazy guy, a good YouTuber. He's a fantastic friend. He was there too. And we forget about Ernesto. Ernesto from Kelly Boards was there too, from New York.
Frederic as well. Was there as well.
Was lots of persons. I was like, when I start to see, and then we must think about the LazyRollings was there, and how many companies.
Melo guys were there. Inertian were there.
The guys from
Trump, of course. You see the flag of Trump everywhere. Trump was there.
That was the crazy guy. Oh, crazy! But they make the party better. I think they bring everything what we need. Yeah, of course the rest of the guys too. And then we have the guys from Melo. I'm very sad that Melo closed the doors.
Yes, and there is one thing which I would say I could share with you, is that the event is as well what you make out of the event. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to organize a jam session, because most of us come from skateboarding, and it's about freedom and creativity, and you can do that on anything, but we do that on the board. And we say, okay, Alexi from Melo, let's do that jam session. But no one has ever organized on our side a jam session. We don't even know what we were planning to do. Okay, we close the track, and Alexi will say, no, it's fine. No, we don't do, it's fine. Or let's do something small. Say, no, we're here, we go big. And then we decided to close the track completely. We move all the tires, and then we say, do that setup. We do like an EP jump and all this kind of thing. So really keep in mind that probably 10 minutes before the jam session, we didn't even know what we were going to do, clearly. And Alexi was saying, that's crazy, let's do that, so go crazy. If you don't,
but that is the best thing. That was the best thing, because it's nothing is planned. It's planned, but not planned. It's like you let it flow. Maybe.
Nelson, when you bring people, in an event, first they have expectation, even if they don't tell you. If it's a bad event, you know about it. So and if you improvise too much, it's the chaos, and the chaos is crazy. So that's where you need to find the right moment, the right people to do the things, and then you can let it flow. But you still need to make sure that it's still under control, because you never know what will happen.
Yes, of course. But you, all of you, I see everybody was very, very interesting, and very always controlling everything. I see the organized from you guys, all of you was perfect. I cannot say nothing. And
Nelson, there was one moment which was very cool. I think Amanda remember it better than I. I think I still have that on my WhatsApp because I saved it. It's like a moment of life. In the middle of the event, there were kids that came. I mean, to the event, there were kids, and at one moment they just go into a corner, and they were watching. And then Ricardo came and he started to do a song, and all the kids were like singing to Ricardo. And I was just feeling that moment. It was amazing because this is completely crazy. It never happens. I mean, I've never seen that. And it's because everyone had something that he wanted to accomplish and enjoy the moment. So you see, and then the organization was, I would say, the foundation were somehow solid, and then we kept them solid. But I think there are so many people that can have a memory about the event, which is very cool.
And you see in the end when everything ends, you see everybody help to take the tires away, to clean it. That is like you are in the middle of an electro family. Everybody was there. Everybody has fun, and everybody understand. Okay, now we have to help everybody and do it. We have to do something, but everybody was enjoying, having fun, and everybody was like, "Wow, what these guys make." In 20 years, 30 years, everybody's going to remember because it's something nobody's going to forget. Maybe you're going to have nice rides. I have nice rides. You guys have nice rides. I see last time the KRIS was with the guys off road, and it was a fantastic. But it's always special moments in our life. I'm going to take this experience from its electric friends 2019. For me, I've been in lots of events in my life, and I cannot describe this event because that was so simple and that was so big. Everybody, we can make
the local restaurant were completely amazed. I get what you and I think at the end of the day, if we have just one feedback, which is the one that you are provided, I think it makes us happy. There was Benjamin Vedder, so who was expecting that Benjamin? I would say kind of the legend.
Benjamin was.
So clearly, I mean, the guy.
When I see Benjamin, I didn't see him. I didn't see him.
I see the front and tent.
No, I see the video. I see the video from Moja.
Okay.
With Benjamin, and I say this guy was there, and I don't see it, and that is like the guy who make everything for us.
Yes,
he's a fantastic. I don't see it, but the other question is for me, guys, is like because 2020, I think everybody was so crazy from the first year. What was you expecting? I know that don't happen because of the COVID-19, but what was the expectation for you guys in the year of 2020?
Do you want to start or I start?
No, go, KRIS. I mean, I think most of the big items were coming from your wilderness.
So the expectation was not to keep it at the same place. It was really important to make something new and to have you a big surprise when you're coming, like the first time when you came. So for sure, it's not going to be a cave. It's not going to be Innovation 2. So it's going to be complete other place, complete other terrain. We started again from zero with CEDRIC, and actually we found some really great place. And the thing is that we're trying to keep in mind with CEDRIC that we want you to ride something that you never ride before. And we keep this front line, and that's what we've done with the cave. It works really well. We had a lot of fears with the cave because actually that was crazy in terms of security and safety, and we were really scared about that. And we try to keep as you say, the event simple, but we try to really surf. We keep surfing on a dangerous line to have you ride crazy stuff that you never ride before, and that's what was going to happen in 2020. And moreover, the only things that as well the people say to us is like, that's that's a bit a shame. We should have some stuffs going on at night, maybe music, maybe a concert, maybe a DJ. And I'm as well a guitar teacher, so I'm in contact with many musicians, making music with people sometimes as well. So I'm quite connected with that world as well, and we actually work on that with CEDRIC as well. And we were some great people and great bands coming to the event. So I was like, no, we have to do it. Until the last time I said to CEDRIC, let's keep going on. And Ricardo said to us, it's bad. We're gonna have a lockdown, and we keep going on. And I know Ricardo, and I'm sorry for that maybe we bother him with that. And we wanted to keep 2020 till the end. I mean, we wanted this event, and so sorry, Ricardo, if we keep our heads up.
You don't have to be sorry, my friend. You don't have to be sorry.
We were a big programs going on, and fuck, we're gonna do it in I don't know when, but very soon. Do you wanna add something?
Yes. I think on our side, when we did the event, I think we learned a lot from that as well, and I think we can go even more crazy. And as an example, KRIS went to visit the area from another municipality, and there was like a track, and most of the people will say, well, let's go through that track, and everything that we were looking at is, can we enter the room, the building with our skateboards, go through windows, so we can get something. So you see, if you want to make an impact, you just need to be different. Maybe you will end up like everyone else, but at the end of the day, you will do it your way. And maybe your way could be inspiring other people and just a big fun. So that's the kind of thing we are looking after.
Don't say too much, man.
But I'm going to say something, Chris.
That's all right.
Chris, I'm going to tell you something. I said that was simple, but I was not telling that was not extraordinary. That was the best moment of electro event I ever see in my life.
Yeah, that's cool. You say that. I mean, I was not complaining about that simple. I mean, we are not making Monte Carlo championships. I mean, we want to keep it simple, and we want to keep it like a family. I mean, no extra. It's not Saint-Tropez. It's not Monaco. It's not it's not Los Angeles. It's really we want to keep it simple, and it's a family, so everybody's welcome, and let's come ride together. Let's have a race together because it's fun. Let's do some tricks because we want to improve our style while riding. So it's all about that. It's all about the ride, actually.
And there is one thing as well for the people that came with their companies. Some of them have, I would say, discussed between them, and then they went ahead. So Frédéric did a lot of good things. There was one guy as well, I don't remember, his name, that came with a mountain board. With a lady, is
Peter?
It was, I don't remember.
A Trump guy, no?
No. It's the guy he went with the mountain board, just the deck. He was doing decks and started to do that.
Mark one board.
Yes.
Yes.
So because when we did the event, in fact, we contacted the big brands as well, but we went to search stuff that was unknown. That was a very cool moment. Crazy stuff. Well, but it's crazy. That guy is cool. Yes.
Yeah, Ricardo Lee.
Yeah, that is fantastic, guys. They have a company today, and I hope they have lots of success. I think.
I'm more into DIY, but I'm still looking. Say what's going on. And I can tell you that Lee is doing very, very cool things. And the good thing is that he's doing that his way. So there is I think there is a big difference. People say, well, there is no innovation, there is no even innovation. And, innovation is kind of a buzzword. But innovation just means to drive value. And I think a lot of people are mixing invention with innovation.
Yeah.
So it's a lot about the taxonomy of things, but taxonomy is as well the meaning of things. And Lee is doing really, really good stuff. And I hope it's going to work well, huh? Because he's entering like an area which is a complex one, huh? Because about electric mountain board, there is already Trampa. There are others. How does he make the difference? Because if you don't make difference, you don't do business. If you don't do business, you don't get money. If you don't get money, there is no purpose to have a company. Huh? I mean,
Yeah.
the money is injected, I would say, in the community. You still need to win money. I mean, to get the business running. Huh? It's not life is not free of charge. Huh?
Yeah.
And I've watched what he was looking, and it's really good. Huh?
That is what you said, you told about the kids.
Yeah.
Yes, one. So this is crazy. This is super crazy. And keep in mind that at that moment, Ricardo and Amanda were not married as well. So there is all this kind of ecosystem and stuff that was very cool.
Yeah, that was a very nice thing. But Ricardo,
the wedding doesn't change. Oh yeah, and I see in your video. Yeah, there's the BBC actually. That came from BBC. From England, from UK. Yeah.
There is BBC here. Who are here with us too. That was the guys from BBC.
It was very cool, huh, as well. Wow.
Yeah, it was the BBC, but you have to think how many guys was there to talk about it. Was Paval, YouTuber? You have Jay Boss. You have so many YouTubers there to make. You have the Moja this time with his Moja Films. You have the guys who run. Do you have Michel? Do you have lots of guys are good runners, and they make lots of propaganda for us.
Yeah, of course. And we got as well Eric, a French guy who made a 24-hour time of. He made a live actually. It was the first time we were trying it, and he made a 24. I mean, he covered all the events in live.
Yeah,
and that was quite hard to do, and he done really well. I mean, we can improve on that, but it was an amazing job for him.
Yeah. And the question is like, was a person who take all the times for you? Who is this person? Because I think that is a name we don't talk too much. But
the
I
timer,
think, yeah, the guy was always all the time.
Timer were over the prices. It was like 3,000 euros. We made some. We had some beer from company for timers, but it was too expensive, and we have contact with Greg, another guy organizing an event in South France, and he had this company of timer. He said to us, "That's shit. You should do it with a computer," and that's what we've done. We just done it on Excel, and we tried to make it as perfect as possible. That's why we put the metallic plate at the end, because we were doing it with the sound. So when you hit the plate. That
was a very good idea.
Just stopping the so we were doing whole by sound.
Yeah, that's very important, Chris, what you're saying, because when there is a competition, either you are people are humble, they are good people, and voila. But when there is a competition, they just race. I mean, they are not there, to let someone. The second place is the first loser, basically. So I can tell you that everyone was racing like racers. So you'd better be very good when you end up with the different timing, because sometimes it's 2 seconds, and 2 seconds is the guy is going to come. Okay, what's going on? So that's why you need to have a good setup in terms of logistics, because there were a lot of good riders. So the time's pretty close, and you'd better get it right. So
yeah.
I was amazed how the guy who won with the street wheels. I was not waiting for this guy, and this guy was perfect driving. I think he's from Sweden.
Ah oui, c'est Laurent. It's Laurent. Cédric, c'est ça? Je crois que c'est Laurent. Oui. He speak about Laurent. Yeah, you speak about the guy with hub motors, street motors. Yeah,
that was the DII.
He's a pretty good rider. He's really
very
good rider. I mean,
He's very-
if you give him a all-terrain board, he can do something really good.
He's the guy. He's quiet, but he's fast, very fast, and
Yeah.
it was perfect.
If
He's a
he hurts,
great.
I know.
Then you have Moja who win the case. Moja is a
Really impressive.
fantastic. Yeah.
Moja
And
is a really impressive rider. Yeah.
Is a very in-person person. Because of that, I'm just going to tell something. Maybe, hey guys, Moja is needing something that's good that we talk about Moja, because that is very important. Moja in a moment is needing help. His house burned. He needs some help. I'm going to put the link here. I think that's going to go till tomorrow. To send the money for his account to help. I'm giving a electro skateboard. I'm giving a Rurock. I know that Carve has lots of thanks to gifts for you. You just have to spend some money, €1, €10, £1. I don't know. Send something to help him. That is very important. He's in a bad situation in the moment. He lost past everything. He's one of the best guys I know. I think he's a fantastic person. And if you have the chance, go to the link, go to the Carve UK, send money. You can send from a credit card or you can send from PayPal. Just help the guy. He needs help now. Okay, continue to this thing. The other thing, how do you and KRIS and CEDRIC know each other? How long do you know it? Because I know that you live, the two of us, in Paris, but Paris is very big.
Yeah, I mean, like many people, I've seen the video of Cedric. Was like, wow, I'd like to try an electric skateboard. So I went to the to riding session, and that's where we met. And I didn't have any electric skateboard by the time, so they were pulling me with I don't know what to say, but they were pulling me with their electric skateboards. That's how we met, and then I've been to a couple of rides, and actually when we started the charity company, I mean, it's electric. When we started, we didn't know that much each other, but we were like, yeah, let's do a fucking event, let's make it happen. And then we met each other because I think we were compatible in the work doing this event, and he brings a lot of stuff because he got a lot of experience how to manage people, how to manage stuff, to do things that I don't really have, but he really done well. And me, I bring some stuff. I bring the terrain, I bring the over-sur-oise stuff, and all the things. Like, okay, I'm bringing the place. I'm going with the communication with the place and make sure we have it, and let's make it. And that's how we start, actually.
Yeah, I think we met like 6 years ago.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's like when you met someone, usually the impression is the 45 seconds. And then if that impression, I mean, is consistent, it's good. I've just seen a message from Thomas. So Thomas is really a cool guy. I mean, I know him as well. And that guy, we went to another event the year before in Montségur, and and we're always mountain boards, because obviously it's gone. You don't want. And Thomas was going there with his street board and the 80 Kegel, and was like, okay, let's do that. So Thomas is a really cool guy. If you
So now we're going to start. We talk a little about it's electric. We're going to change the subject a little, and we talk a little more about electric. But I want to know a little more about KRIS and CEDRIC. I know that CEDRIC is
that.
What? That is all the sign. All the guys.
Yeah.
Woo! That is great.
So that's what I made a few years ago. After failing in the company. But what's good is that you can see, I mean, because you have a good definition. So you see, Moja.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah. Rebecca?
Yeah, oh, Rebecca, that is a beautiful.
Jake?
But you have to do something. You have to put a spray, or you're going to lose all the names.
I already did that, my friend.
Okay, then make plastic because we are losing. Oh,
Lazy rolling.
Let's build the museum, Cedric. Let's go.
We don't want to see my.
It's like Joconde, man. Okay, what do you want to show us now? We've seen all the name, man. Next question, please.
Cedric, I love you, my friend. So let's go ahead. That is a special one. I think you have to put it some plastic or something like that, or you're going to lose all the names. Believe it. With the time, you're going to lose it. So let's go. What is your? I'm going to start it. Maybe some question is not going to. The people are not going to like it. I don't care. I do it this for us, for the community. What you think about Ination and Jason? Your opinion, please.
That's for you, Cedric. Actually,
I'm going to tell my opinion, like I always tell to everybody. I don't know what happened to Jason. I know Jason is a fantastic person for me. I know he do lots of shit in his life, but for me, I think he was a fantastic person. I know he do lots of mistakes, but everybody in life make mistakes. Maybe if he can solve it, his problems will be fantastic. He creates something very good for the community that we cannot forget. That's my opinion.
Yes, and my opinion is very simple. I mean, when I started to, when I discovered electric skateboarding, I went through Endless Fair. And basically all the posts, my account is still there. Huh? So you can go through all the posts, and because what I put on the internet, I just don't censor or remove. So everything is there. And when I started, Jason was already there. And then because the Endless Fair was not really structured, it was kind of a big mess, which is still, but that's why people love Endless Fair. He decided to create the Builders Forum. And then it's like anything in life. When you create something, you create a forum, a community, you will still have, hello, Amanda. You will still have, I mean, as soon as you have people that start to hate you, is that you are somehow doing good things. Because you cannot be popular without having people. Because some of them just want to do what you've done, or but they just comment. So to answer the question, for Jason, he was there at It's Electric, and it was when he came, it was already a tough moment. Not especially for him, because I mean that didn't come from the day to the day after, but he went into an event where a lot of people were already complaining against him for plenty of reasons. I don't care. So just to face the situation and to go to that event was already something. But then there was all this kind of toxic stuff going on, and basically you have always two sides of the coin, and probably both people are right. So at the end of what I just don't like today is that people are continuing to create a story on that. I mean, people need to move on. I mean,
yes,
they need to look themselves in the mirror and face sometimes when they fail, and then no, I think it's part of the history, the good and the bad. But no, people need to move on, because otherwise it's just toxic. And the worst is to have people follow that logic. I mean, just move on, guys. I think. I mean, I had plenty of challenges as well myself, And the question is, with Evolve, by the way, just not to mention them because of their shitty batteries at the beginning. And I was just going there and saying what is right. Everything is public. Go on YouTube Evolve, you will see that. I was commenting to Jeff, and he was not happy.
Yes, like me.
I know what he was talking about. So at that moment, I mean, voila. But it's not because of that. At the end of the day, William was organizing the group ride last year or 2 years ago. This is real. So my comment is, at some point people need to move on, basically, because otherwise they are just commenting the past, and they should focus on the present and the future and stop. I mean, voilà.
I just think like this, my friend. We have to move on, and we have to leave the bad comments for private. I think he did something for the community that we all of us we're going to remember. And if he has private problems, we have to maybe leave it. Not so negative things, and we're not going to forget what he do for all of us. And,
yeah, just Nelson, the shame, I would say, but it's about digital mean that you have every people want instantaneity. They want something like that, like the.
yes.
But at the end of the day, if you know two persons and they are just going into conflict and you know them, the question is what will be your posture? Are you going to be the spokesperson and voila? I mean, you just need to tell
Hello, Amanda,
and move on.
Yeah. Now, my first question to KRIS: what was the first electro board you write?
I don't remember. Maybe I don't know, because I've been to. First of all, it was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago, and I was going to the ride organized with SketFR in Paris. So that's our community, and that's where I ride my first skateboard. I don't remember the brand, but as soon as I spoke with those guys, they were like, make it DIY, make it DIY. I just said I wanted to make DIY, and I made DIY just because as well, one thing, because of maintenance. If you know how to do it, you know how to maintain it, and that was part of the thing. And back at the time I was student, so I didn't want to get fucked with my board, and that's what we see actually today on the market. You see, Melo is not there anymore, Inertian is not there anymore, Booster board is not there anymore. There is a big problem with the bands which don't have any maintenance service, and actually the only one that's still on the market is Evolve skateboard, and that's the most expensive electric boards ready to go for the main market, because it's not like Baja board that's just a kind of person who's gonna buy a Baja board, but they're only there Evolve skateboard because they have people right there to make sure that every customers are happy and that all the people got maintenance. And that's why I start to so that's how I made my first HTML. So that's why I made it DIY, and that's why as well I create my company, because I wanted to be close to the people and to make a technology for the people to actually solve the problem with the board and to maintain the boards. So basically what we've done, we just replace it with technology. So we have a controller and an app that we develop, and the app can connect to the controller, and you can see where the fuck is happening, one shit. And so that's why I develop as well Drivey bots, but you can actually check my website.
Okay. Cedric, first of all, before you you answer the question from what was your first board, there is a guy who asked this 2 times, and I want to listen.
It's a good one. So it's very simple.
Because it's the second time he asked that, and I have to put it.
20 years ago, I was really into music, not as a player or whatever, but much more enjoyed listening to music. And OK Player is a label in USA, and you have at that moment the Roots a band that I believe everyone knows about, Common Sense, and other good brands. Hip-hop brands, R&B brands, and OK Player label was very cool because even in terms of identity of the people that are within the group, the band, voilà. So because I was listening mostly to all music and songs coming from bands from OK Player label, I went through OK Player, and then I shortened it to OKP. Voilà. But this is that's why.
Okay. And what was the first board electro board you ride it?
So the first board so when I started initially, I bought my first board. I bought an Evolve. It was the very first carbon. Voilà.
Okay.
And in fact, at that moment, it was very hard to get them delivered because the board were built in Australia at that moment, if I am correct, and they were coming by boat and all this kind of thing. So the logistic was very different. It was just the beginning. Keep in mind, it was already kind of pretty good. But it was long. So then I say, well, but I am buying that board, but why couldn't I build it myself? And this is where I ended up to Endless Fair. And then I bought different stuff, including the motor mounts were from Alien Power System, APS, pretty cool company, and that was man-made. And then I get the motor from a system, and voila. So and then when I received the Evolve, I gave it to my wife, and I took the DIY board, and that's basically I would say how I started the journey, and then I never stopped. I would say exploring different aspects to build boards, to do stuff, to do enclosures and all this kind of thing, and that's I would say how I ended up to create the forum community, and then well, that's how we went.
Yeah, now we're going to do like fast questions, fast answers. So the first one, safeties. Yes, no, protections.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Of course. But that depends of the board you're riding, actually. For example, I keep it simple while riding street boards, just helmets, knee pads, sometimes elbow, not every time, and sometimes gloves, not every time. I keep it simple for street. That's completely the opposite for the all-terrain.
What is the idea for you? Because I see you and Cedric, you use always a close helm. What do you think about these small helms, like egg?
Actually, I'm riding more with a egg helmet because I'm more a street rider than an all-terrain rider. I got my all-terrain board as well, but
I speak about me because I have an accident about 6 months ago, and I was with a with a closed helm, and they saved my life. And when I was with the small helm, I hit with my face, and from this day on, I don't use no more. I use like you guys. This one's opened, but I'm not going to use never again without no helm. I think now. I think we are changing the rules of the board because everybody wants to go faster and faster. When you guys started and I started, maybe it was 20 kilometers per hour, and today everybody wants to go to 50, 60, 70 kilometers per hour. That's my next question. Do you guys think there is a limit of speed for electro skateboard?
No, there is no speed, and no limit. In fact, there is no limit because at the end of the day, what matters is the guy standing on the board, clearly. So you can get, I mean, you can go very fast, but you can not go very long on the board if you don't have the. So
and that's the kind of what you want to do with your board as well. If it's just for the journey to go to your work or to go to your activities in town, you don't need to go really fast. You just need something really easy to carry, something really user friendly. But yeah, most of people now, a lot of people now from the community, they're being big boards. They want to go. That's normal. Yeah. When you have already try maximum juice, you want to go to the next steps. We can understand that. But
I always ask this question. Do you know why? Because you, me, and Cedric, we are experienced guys. You have more experience than me, and but there is guys like who start yet with involved. They think that is very interesting, but they never ride a longboard or a skateboard. They just, oh, that is electric, that is easy. And sometimes to have a big board with the big motors to start it, do you think that is a good idea?
And yes, you're right, but on my
Start with
side,
Chris.
yeah, I think on my side, you don't have to go fast to end up in the hospital. So the speed is just a factor that can increase the impact, but it may not affect the likelihood facet of the risk management. So
Can
it's
I
really a
ask
risk
something?
management.
Sorry. Can I ask? There is kids there. We
Yeah,
are listening.
little one with just enjoying, but
I was thinking it was my kids. That's why I was asking because I have 3.
yeah.
Okay, sorry, my friend.
No,
Can you?
just, so clearly, to me, the speed is just one factor. But what I always keep in mind is that people are different, and the way and the behavior that people are going to handle the situation is going to affect the result. So I'm not saying that the helmet is not mandatory. I'm just saying that the 100% risk is not existing. You just need to reduce the impact or the likelihood of that going to happen. And as an example, if you look at like 7 years ago, 6 years ago, like Evolve, because you are mentioning them, they were not using helmets, right? In the communication and so on. And so when I started Skate 6 years ago, I have seen lately the post back in Endless Fair. I was asking the people, what is going to happen if I wear a full face helmet in Paris? Because from a legislation or standpoint, people need to see your face. So I even asked that question. At that moment, I didn't know if that was good, bad, and so on. So I think at the end of the day, if you go fast or you believe you are going to go outside of your comfort zone, don't ask the question, just make sure that you have safety first. If you have already a long experience in skateboarding or in stunts and whatever, you don't put that question because you already know the answer. And then it's about your risk acceptance. So as an example, when I am riding the summer board, I know that I am going to get injured one day or the other. It's not about yes or no, it's about when. So of course, for that, full face helmet, I mean body protection and so on. When I run my busting your face, maximum speed, 12, 15 miles per hour, just pushing. I even push with that board because I like that. I don't wear
I
any
see.
helmet. I know that I will be able, from my standpoint, to handle the situation. I'm not saying that some other, I mean, then everyone takes their decision. But if I look at the historical data and all these kind of things, so far so good. But apart from that, I take safety very seriously. But I mean, I'm not like the helmet police. Voilà.
And you, Chris?
Yeah, so the origin question was about big boards and new people, new non-riders buying big boards. I mean, we are on the market where the people want to have fun. They want the best, and that's more people using their board just to have fun. So that's why they want so much powerful boards that can do whatever you want, boards that can go to an end and make you not feeling that much ridiculous. Because as well, it's all about that. It's about community as well. It's about people wanted to show, and that's a bit a shame because small board can do a lot of stuff as well. Not in a way that's going to an event or whatever, but actually most of the time you're not gonna ride a trumper board or some huge board like that. You're gonna ride small boards to go wherever you want to go. So I mean that's even what you want, and that's a bit I don't know how to say, but that's a bit a mess. And but I can understand that people that have money want always the best board, but
Yeah,
well,
I know what you.
whatever.
Yes, and Chris, there is one thing, and best mean what is best for you is not maybe best for me. That's what matter. I mean, people. I mean, when we say people, is that I mean riders or new riders. They first they have some expectation, and then they just ask for advice, and then the question is, do they get the advice from the right people? But at the end, the ultimate decision is them. So I mean, the accountability is within them, and they are doing the PayPal, and getting the board, and then voila, they take the decision to go outside when it's raining with the board. And then they say, well, the board is not waterproof. Come on, do you think we're riding submarines or whatever? Is it Octobre Rouge? The guys, come on, be serious.
Yeah, but because my advice, what I tell to everybody, friends for me, I go do lots of rides and events here. I live now in Germany. I come from Portugal, but I always tell to the guys who's starting, guys, do you have any experience about skate longboards? You don't have it. Do one thing, buy one, start pushing 1 month. Then you're going to have a better feeling, or you're going to know a little more about how to ride a skateboard and a longboard. Then you can ride better electro skateboard, because sometimes I see lots of guys, they never have a background of longboard and skateboards, and it's easy for you to go in an electro skateboard. You put your 2 feet there, you give gas, and it's rolling.
Question for you. Well, if someone tells you, well, I want to buy a motorbike, are you going to tell him just buy a bicycle and then you go back to the motorbike, or what's your answer to that?
No, I'm not going to tell him I'm not going to tell him to calf a bike, but I'm going to tell him to be careful and start slowly, because that today when you started, you say about 6 years ago, you cannot forget, by 6 years ago you go 20 miles per hour, 25, and now we are talking about different things. The boards we start all of them.
That was already. I think it's always when is the D0, the beginning, because but in fact the beginning of something new, which is the continuity of something that began way before. I can tell you that if you look at Ambassador, there was a guy like Psycho Tyler, so hello my friend, he started that like way before.
Look who is here.
Already going 30, 40 kilometers.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah, finger cross. We'll see. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm not. You are right what you say, but for me the important thing, I think, is always very nice. Like I see the video from KRIS with this reporter in France showing how to ride a electro skateboard, and you see the first contact from this person is not easy. You see it how KRIS shows everything. It's not easy, and it's good when you have when you have like guys like you to show it how to do it.
I believe is not coming from the speed or this kind of thing. It's coming from the fact that the market is not the same. It's like when you do something, you need to focus on what is your audience to ensure that the message is understood. And I think right now, 6 years ago, the landscape was not the same. The Chinese board, because they were completely Chinese, were completely crap. I remember meeting one guy from, I think I got the video even on my YouTube or Instagram, and they came with like a board and they asked me to ride it, and the hub motor wheel was just was not even attached. They didn't even know what they were doing. And right now they are making solid stuff, So they are even running serious business. So they know what are the requirements to do something that will generate business. So this is so to your point. I think the difference is that the markets have changed, the landscape, the users are different. Now this is mainstream. It was not before.
Next question, Chris, street wheels or off-road wheels?
Hard question, very hard. But I would say that I'm more street person. I prefer the feeling of street because you're closer to the ground. I'm feeling more like snowboarding with a good street board than on all terrain. But I like for the group ride to go all terrain. I don't know why, but it's like I want to go outside the city because I live in Central Paris, and I love to take my all terrain just on the weekend. So more streets, yeah.
Okay.
That's not what's my dog.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's the answer. Okay,
That's cool.
perfect.
I'm sure someone's gonna tell my wife. Or
So let's go to the next question. That was good. I see that Cedric has a one wheel there. What
Yes,
is your opinion about one wheel?
it's super cool. It's super cool. It's different. It's very, very cool. Um, the feeling is completely different. The usage is as well for me different. I just use the one to bring my kid to the crèche in the morning. It's very cool. So I like it. Yes.
Will be
I love.
okay. You got a one wheel now.
I have lots of years. I have the first one. I don't have the.
Okay.
I have the V1.
Okay.
I love the one wheel from the beginning,
Yeah, it's
and
really.
I think it's very different. You, Chris, do you have the experience with one wheels?
Well, I tried it when I tried it. It was on CEDRIC. Yeah, I tried it once. I think it was in an event in South France. We called the Electric Games. That's where I
Yeah.
started on one wheeler. Yeah, I like it actually. A bit expensive for what is it? And I'm living in a tiny apartment, so no way I'm gonna have a one wheel. It's too big.
Look at that. This is
Yeah.
this is flat wheel.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah. No, you can see it.
The one wheel is there.
Yeah.
So
That is the point. That's the point.
Yes, that's the lateral plate. Because each time
Yeah.
someone just want to support me,
But if I show you my place, I got 12 board in my place. So, I'm sick of that board. But maybe
Another
I'd like to have a sumo board because sumo boards look so different. I never tried, but yeah.
Super cool. Huh? It's another ride. Huh? Yes, exactly. I'm just reading what Boston is saying. Jay is saying it's clearly that is. I mean, what's good as well is that Jay. I mean, you all know Jay, but what I like about Jay is that he's someone who runs kind of a marketing company or this kind of thing. So he understands how the meaning of things can drive behavior. And I think in one of his live, he was talking and he was just talking about the human, how they were reacting, how the message of to share that. So I think this is very, very good skills because at the end of the day, unless you sell something, ice to Eskimo in Alaska, even you can make that. You need to understand how to talk, to narrate, because it's going to be a way storytelling. So I really like when I see Jay talking about things, there is always that layer of, experience when it comes to shaping the message and all this kind of thing. I think, voilà. So that's why when I was reading what he was saying, I think we're pretty on the same page.
Question, Chris. We start with you again. It's like the first question, but it's a little different. When you tried the first time electroboard, what was the first sensation? How was your reaction?
Actually, my big surprise was longboarding before electric skateboard. And when I first bought the longboard, I just went into a few days after. I just went into a hill, and I feel like snowboarding. Yeah, I've been down here, but quite with my shitty level, and I was feeling like snowboarding. And when I tried electric skateboard for the first time, I had the same, but everywhere, even on flat grounds, everywhere. And that's what is fantastic with electric skateboard. It's like you feel like snowboarding, but wherever you go, and you don't have to push, of course. That's cool. I mean, come on. When you push for months, you're like, fuck, I'm not gonna push anymore.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
You have Cedric. I see today a video in Instagram, and it was pushing. I see.
Yeah, I always do.
No, I'm taking my bike when I want to push.
I always
sometimes I longboard. Sometimes, yeah.
if you are trying to bring skate into e-skate in your practice when you ride, you need to push, because that's how you manage the board control. And the board control is the most important thing, because it helps you to build muscle memory. And when you do manuals, as an example, you'd better know your board, your deck. And when I'm talking about that, it's not the electric side of things. It's much more the deck, the shape of the deck. Where do you put your feet? How does it, behave based on what you give it? What do you need insoles in your shoes? That's a key thing. You need to reduce, if you do a street style, you need to reduce the amount of stuff between your feet and your deck and the grip. Voilà. So voilà. So yes, I push.
Yeah, okay, but what was the for you when you try for the first time electro skateboard? What was the sensation for you?
More power. The first feeling, I want more power. Keep in mind that when I started the board, my DIY, I was using the VSC 4 version 4 hardware that Benjamin sent me years ago, and I was using 12S on FOC. It's nuts. It's nuts. Yes, it was not working. But the board was, when I did the interview for Arte, by the way, with William and other people, that went on the Arte tracks, which is kind of a pretty cool show on Arte TV. I was running FOC, and the cameraman was saying, go do that. And the board was not reacting very well, because obviously you imagine 6 years ago, FOC on 12S, it was nuts. So, voilà. So my thing was, I want more power, and that's where I want to customize. I want to find new ways to do things myself, and then you go your own way, and then you just look at what's there, and then you prototype, and then you move on.
The other question, I was in the middle, then I put it. What do you think about electro unicycle?
I bought one, so I will start with this. Sorry for that, but I bought one because for me, it's an amazing. So it's an amazing device if you want to commute in Paris, because it acts. It's a way more solid ride. It can handle the water. It can handle plenty of things. But I sold it because it was, for me, a bit too dangerous, because I needed to commute from the south of Paris to the north of Paris. And first, I had no time to train. And then it was much more a utility for me. So then I sold it, but somehow I liked it. So I understand that people are using that, because to me, this can be seen as true versatile mobility. You can carry it, you can throw it whatever you want, and all this.
It's like a baggage.
Beep that you hear, but that's another story.
Yeah, and more of it, I think, it's something that is close to skateboard, electric skateboard, because it's fun.
No, you see, it's nothing, Chris.
It's fucking fun. I mean,
put between your legs. So it's Alexi. You remember with the big monster?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But it's really fun. It's not like electric scooter where you don't have any sensation. I mean, you have plenty of sensation. It's super fun, unicycle. So yeah, I tried it, and yeah, actually, it's a good way to move around town. You got these big wheels to go everywhere. That's crazy. That's very good.
Today I have one. I bought it one. It was very difficult. It was very difficult for me. It was very difficult for me to learn. It was very difficult. It was very difficult. But now I'm thinking to buy the chairman. I think that is a good one, and I think that is for the city. For you to go to one place to the other place. I think that is the best what you can use, because it's easy. When you've been finished, you use like this baggage, like a baggage, and you don't have no problem. I think is the future for the city when you are to work or something like that. I think that is very good. I think it's better than a scooter, because the scooter you have to take it with your hands and everything. I think that is very good. So now there is going to come one thing. I think all of you listen. That is the speedboard. That has two wheels. You know what you think about it? What is
Looks
your idea?
interesting. Looks really interesting. You need, I think you need a large terrain. You can't go. I don't see myself in Paris with that kind of board. I don't know why, but I want to go in holiday with that kind of board. But I don't see myself in Paris with it. I may be not. I may be wrong. I don't know if you got. What's your opinion, Cedric, about it? And Nelson, of course.
So for me, yeah, go ahead, Chris. You want me to?
Yeah, go.
So for me, the speedboard is kind of very cool. I have not tried one, but I know that there was a Kickstarter done by David Jackson, and he started to build that. I believe he got like $45K to fund the project, and voila. So I think it's going to be a good ride. But unless I have not tried it, I cannot really give my opinion. So, but I think there are solid people around that, and they were as well part of the skateboarding community. So they are riders. So when you do something coming from riders and they ride it themselves, it means that there is a good story to tell.
So now we're going to make. That is a question I always make to everyone: is your opinion? Barra board.
What you say? You say Barbara or Bamba?
Yeah,
Baja board. Yeah, we say Baja in French. That's why.
Yeah,
actually, I tried the one of Deborah, and I love it. So for me, it's a yes. Love it.
Yeah. You said,
but I don't want to own one because it looks really a lot of.
You have the
maintenance. I see a lot of them.
But that today you have the X2 is a little not so heavy, and I think it's more close to the ground, and I think that is one option. But I think that what I think is sad is just can from UK or something like that. I don't know in France if keeps to sell it, because in Germany there is no one who sells the barra board, and it's very expensive. But your opinion, my friend, Cedric?
I have tried one, by the way. So I have tried one. I liked it, but I will not buy one for me, obviously, because first it's very expensive, and then I am no more that much focused in all terrain, whatever we call all terrain. Is it off-road all terrain? I mean, depending on who you talk, there is difference.
Yeah.
But for me, there is a lot of fixing that you need to do, because if you bring something into off-road where there is a lot of, I would say, engineering into all the mechanics, it means that at the end of the day, you need to take that like as a car that you are going off-road. You always need to make sure that this is adjust to your riding, and voila. So it's heavy, obviously. It's voila. But I think people that I know enjoy the ride. So obviously, like any brand, there are issues, but they are fixed, which is what matters. I mean, something can go wrong. The question is it fixed? So voila. So, but I will not buy one, basically. And even if they gave me one, I will not take it, in full honesty, just because it takes space. And what I like is something that I can carry quickly and go ride. Voila.
So next one, Raptor is not with us, but that was one of the fantastic machines.
Raptor from Immersion.
Yes. What do you think about this board?
You want to start? Just go. Just start.
I know. Go, Chris. So like we do, like me.
I already started. Okay, Raptor. Actually, really powerful. Maybe too powerful, I think, for a large public board. I would say too powerful, but I love it as I'm riding for a few years now. I really liked it. So for me, it was a good board. I don't like the handle on the board. I'm not a handle guy on the board, but actually, yeah, cool board, really cool.
Yeah. So I liked it as well, knowing that I have fixed 1,000 of them. So because I was like kind of a repair agent for Inertion, or trying to help Jason to get stuff sorted when there were issues with boards. Mojab at the well at its electric came with the Raptor, and he was just riding it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think the big challenge that came into that board is that Jason went. Started to do hub motors, and at that moment, most of the people that were doing that failed. Voilà. And he could keep going, and all the stuff that, I mean, I think he have set kind of the foundation when he goes through problem management with that stuff, and then other people then leverage all that issues to make something better. But so far, yes, it's kind of a cool board. I believe the shape is coming from Earthwing, so if you are into longboard, it's kind of a good brand. So voilà, yes, voilà. So the only challenge I think that I have seen is that people advertise it as waterproof. So I was getting, I mean, a lot of shit into the enclosures, because there I'm not riding into the water. And then when I opened the enclosure to fix them, there was water on my ground. So it was kind of that. But so far so good. Voilà, I would say.
Involve.
Just start, Cédric.
Again, Chris, come on. Okay, so I will do. So Evolve, in full honesty, it's really honest. Now, I'm not just telling you what people want to hear, or just what I believe. I
That's
like.
why I asked you guys.
Yeah,
I
but
just
sometimes when you say something, then you have people, oh, no. But anyway, with me, they are kind of used to that. So clearly, for Evolve, I love the Subnose. Clearly, it's like crazy board, super cool board, surf attitude board. The carbon, very first carbon was cool. I just liked it. I kept it for years, and it was really cool. And I know Ricardo built on that as well with his Evolve China, I think.
yeah. If Ricardo makes yet one with 4 motors, with
Yeah,
turbo motors.
yeah, that's cool. But if you look at that moment, there was not really a lot of boards that were producing that stuff. And even at that moment, and there was not a double kingpin board. So voilà. And I think at the end of the day, there was a moment where they went through the bamboo and so on. And I was not really fan, I would say, of the board at that moment, and much more about the electronics and all this behavior and this kind of stuff. But I think when you look at the GTR, depending on who you talk, and because obviously everyone has his opinion on that as well, but I think they done a pretty good job in fixing the issues that were coming from the past. And if you look at the business as the scale of Evolve, if really it was killing people, I mean, you will hear a lot about that. So it's really about, the amount of people that ride your boards that give you the exposure, the surface attack, if we say. And then if you hear about hundreds, but if this is hundreds on 1,000 billions, it's not really the same on 10 to 100 boards. So I would say that if you look at the scale, so far the GTR are good boards, and but I'm really excited to see what Evolve is going to come, because they better move very fast.
Yeah, you
Chris, on your side, go, my friend.
Yeah. What to say? I didn't ride that much Evolve. I tried a few times, but as I'm coming from longboarding at the beginning, I really don't like the soft roads trucks. But that's my point of view. Why I don't like them? Because electric skateboard is for me a way to move faster than a longboard, and that thing actually. You don't even have to use your body. It's just turning really, really hard. And I like to engage my body when I'm riding, like snowboarding, like surfing. And with Evolve I don't know. I don't feel stable on it. It's my way. It's not corresponding to my way of ride. So that's what I've seen. And second thing, I wouldn't buy a Evolve because it's too expensive. But you can understand it because there's a lot of intermediaries to get your boards. So it's built in China, then it's brand from Australia. Then you got many sailors who's doing as well the maintenance. So that's a good thing, but that's a cost. Yeah. So that's the only point that don't like in Evolve. And as Cedric say, I think in the GTR version they solve many problems, and that's cool for them.
Yeah, because I think that is expensive more. I think that is more because they give you 2 years of I don't know
Yeah,
guarantee.
Apparently, yeah, but you know, in Europe, that's an obligation. Whatever you bought,
Yeah.
it's electronic or whatever, even your coffee machine, it has to be 2 years of warranty.
Mhm.
So you can't hide behind that. And of course, the Chinese are hiding behind that because they don't mind about the European rules, and
Mhm.
that's why they don't have any warranty, most of them. Or
Yeah.
that's fake warranty for many of them.
So the other question: belts or gear drive?
For me, it could be belts, obviously, because when I ride, that you could add hub motors, and I would have gone hub motor for street for my style again, voilà. And for all terrain, I used to ride belts, and voilà. So I would say belts, but I am riding locally for like 2 to 3 years right now, and the gear drive is really cool. It's silent, and I think it's very cool. Etox is doing Jens from Germany is doing crazy stuff on that field. So I would say even both, you know, because if you have the money and you can enjoy, I mean, there is no way to make a choice. Just get both.
Yeah. And you, Chris?
Yeah, for street, I would say hub motors. And I was a belt driven guy, and actually I had so much maintenance on it. So since I'm in hub motors, you don't have any maintenance, and now hub motors are pretty good, so they can go really fast. Of course, that's not the kind of stuff you can bring to a racing session, but actually that's hub motors are really good to commute now, and I'm really an hub motors guys. And for all terrains, I'm driving by chain, like it's working. But I think how you call that gear drive. Gear drive can be a good solution as well. I never tried. I tried few of them, but yeah, most of it is chain, and I'm happy with that.
The Kali that I got from Ernesto, I mean, it's still operating very solidly. I am throwing a lot of dirty stuff on their face, and voila. So of course, I am doing my own maintenance on that board. But if you look at the gear drive, it's still bulletproof. Huh? So well done, Ernesto, on that. Huh?
I can tell you now because everybody's changing. Trumper, they are telling that today for them the builds is better because they have this open builds now. And I was with them for an event that is about 4 months, and Ted tell me for him it's better now using builds, but they use everything off road. It's not like us. We make more streets, and now you see Lacroix, you see Ernesto from Kelly boards. You see lots of guys are putting gear drives in his boards, and I try it in my Lacroix now in the gear drives from Atox, and I can tell you the difference for street. For street, I think for street is the perfect combination because you have better braking and the acceleration is perfect. You don't lose no time, and braking you cannot imagine how good is that. And
On what, on the gear drive?
with a
Yes.
gear drive,
Okay.
I think that is what I bubbles. I don't know in the other name. Like when I was with belts, I have with the gear drives lots of bubbles about 55 kilometers per hour, and now I don't have nothing of that. That was a big difference for me. And braking is like insane. It's like
Yeah, on the braking, gear drive or hub motors are perfect. And for all terrains, I think chains is good as well. I mean, you don't have any issues.
But you have the big problem when you have some issues when you go off road, or if you go with your gear drives and one of them broken, you have a big problem. When it's a belt, you just have to change it and you go ahead. And with gear drives, you have a big problem because you have to take everything out. If you have a gear drive in your bag, if you don't have it, you have a big problem. You just go with a motor to your home.
Do you think it's quick at this point of? Do you think it's quick like that? Do you think you can have a failure with your gear drive while riding off road?
Yes,
it can happen. Okay.
Lots of them broken.
Just go for shame.
Because that is the 10 from them. Lots of them they broken because that is plastic. Most of them they are plastic.
Yeah, Cali, I think it's plastic.
Yeah, all of them from Trump, from all of them. You can ask extra, but it's going to be the same. It's most of them they use the plastic. But because plastic is not so expensive and is easy to change, and for you to buy it is all not so expensive. Now we go to the end because now I think we are here 2 hours, or I think that is one. Yeah.
1:35.
So let's talk about what you like to happen in this year. What is the dream for you two?
You stop. Yeah, what should we say? I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen this year. I mean, it's really weird. We don't know. So I like to have a lot of events, and for us, can I say it, Cedric? For the event 2021, we're not sure we're gonna handle it this year because of the situation, because of the COVID, because of all these vaccine campaigns. That's gonna take a lot of times. UK is still in quarantine, so it's really a mess. So we choose to join our forces to few events in France.
Yeah.
So for this year, that's what we're gonna do. We're going forward to 2022 to make it a bigger event, and that's what we're gonna do. But for 2021, I don't know what to say more than that. Maybe you say.
And you said it.
For me, on my side, I mean, you ask for a dream. I think we know that we're in a shitty situation, so I will not add to that. But for me, the dream is not even about skate. It's just that people around me are safe, and we just make the new normal, not an habit. We just need to enjoy what we do, and to have the room for freedom. Because at the moment when people decide what you are going to do when you wake up, it's no more freedom.
Yeah.
So for me, this year is about people, safety, my family safety, and then when this is done, we will talk about skate. But for me, skate is an hobby, and if you are not an healthy person, I mean, you can get a good board, but so
like today we lose a good friend from Belgium, Sky. He was a fantastic guy, and I'm very sad to lose him in the middle of this epidemic and everything. And I hope his family is okay, and I hope the best for all of them. And the important thing, I think, is the community first. Our family is very important. I'm very happy to be with you guys here. Talk a little more about electro skateboards in a so bad moment for all of us, because in Germany that is very bad in the moment. We are losing lots of persons. We are in a bad situation. I hope you guys and friends are okay, safe. It's very difficult to say the day of tomorrow, and I just want to wish you the best of luck. The two of you are very special persons for me. I think you are special guys for the community. Yeah, that I'm not telling you. I'm telling from my heart. I think you achieve for our community in Europe. You achieved something nobody achieved. I think in the future everybody is going to remind you, the two of you, because you changed the way now is the electro communities. I see lots of events in France. I hope that I can join you very soon in one event in France or in Belgium. I know that games, electric games.
Yeah, we're gonna be at the. I'm gonna be at the Electric Games. Don't know yet if Cedric's gonna come. Are you coming? Or
Yeah,
you don't know?
I just need to. So yes, if I can go, I will obviously go.
Yeah.
Because
There will be another event as well, Wind Mobility, and we're gonna help a guy named Frank to co-organize these events. And can I just one thing to the conclusion, because my grandfather is dead today, and I just wanted to he passed away. Sorry, I just want to say to the rider to be really careful, because my grandfather didn't had the COVID before to go to the hospital, and he just had the COVID-19 at the hospital. So guys, keep safe, because you don't want to go to the hospital. It's really where you might get as well the COVID-19, and that thing can be quite dangerous, and he lost his life today. So keep safe, guys. Just wanted to say that as well.
Chris, I'm very sorry for you, for your family, and everything, and everybody. I hope that you are okay. I didn't know that. It's very sad for us too.
That's part of the life.
Yeah. And I have a situation like you. I have two kids of them. There's asthma. I don't know asthma if it's the.
Yeah.
They cannot go out because they are one of the risiko kids. They cannot have contact with nobody. And my situation about 3 months is like you cannot go out from your door. I just go buy something to eat, and I come back home, and I have to have lots of careful because of my kids. I want to thank you guys a lot. I hope that the community is going to always take care of you too, as a special way, because what you do and what you done till this moment was very special for me. I'm going to take you, the two of you, for my life.
the thing also, is that if I think there are plenty of OKP and KRIS around the planet, and we just did what we believe was the right thing to do, and I think others will probably as well do their own journey, and I think it's good. And we'll obviously support them, because I'm not a skate community. I'm just like the riders community. So for me, it's like diversity. And I will just conclude on saying that that just love the people around you, because you never know what you have until it's gone.
Yeah, that is very beautiful from you, my friend. I hope that you stay safe. I hope that you have a good night with your families. I hope we see us in this year, and this goes very fast. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Cedric, and we stay in contact. Have fun. Have a
See
good
you,
night.
man.
Stay there just a minute, please. Don't go.